Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Today we're covering Manchester United versus Chelsea. Don't forget to hit a subscribe because it does make you sexier. It's true, scientifically proven. By me mum, you're sexier if you subscribe to my channel. Ask her. Right, so I want to talk about a couple of things in this game. I'm not going to go do the VAR decision where the penalty at the beginning, because I don't think it was a penalty. It was saved. And it makes the whole sort of thing a non. In my opinion, there was a lot of non-VAR decisions all over tonight that were just absolutely shocking. I'm going to come on to one of those in a minute. And I don't know if it's because it was on Prime or what was really going on. But also, as well, I'm going to call out what's going on here. Now, this chance has been created because Chelsea are trying to pass it out the back here, and they lose it from an absolutely terrible pass that comes inside, and they just give it straight to Amrabat. He doesn't win it. He gets given it, which is fair because he's played all right. He won his fair share, but not on this occasion. So you pick it up here and you go, oh, so Amrabat's driving forward with the ball. No, Chelsea just were, and they were just so bad today. Like, Chelsea were awful. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know how much. There were so many mislaid passes, but they still had opportunities to win this game, and I'll come on to that because Jackson is useless as a footballer. He had a one-on-one with Onana that he should have scored, or I don't know, he's just awful, and a clear header on the back post where you know what? Watch it. Anyone could have knocked it in. I might see if it's in the highlights and add it in. But let's move on and show you the first pass that's coming. Remember, I'm still in YouTube jail, so I'm having problems doing my clips and stuff like I'd normally do and roll it forward. Right, here's going to be the first pass. But you can suddenly see these guys, right? And I've got to give you credit due to United. Without Rashford on the field, they're all running. Now, there's something about that I want to talk to you a little bit about. And it's called star player syndrome. And I don't care what level you're talking, where you are, sometimes you're just better off not having your star player on the team. I was like, well, that don't make sense, yeah. But this is what happens. And this is the psyche of the star player syndrome. You see the star player and your average player, right? And star player doesn't do anything. Star player gets the ball. Star player loses the ball for the 5th time in the game. You get the ball once, and you've been running your arse off. You've been trying your best. And you lose the ball once and your manager goes mental at you. Absolutely mental at you. And then star player syndrome gets the ball again, whoever that may be. They lose the ball and it doesn't say anything. And you're just like, well, I'm not trying anymore. Why am I giving my all? And every time I make a mistake, I get yelled at. And every time that guy makes a mistake, nothing happens. He doesn't get pulled off the field. He doesn't get pulled up. And that's what's happened with Rashford. He's not on the field. Everyone else is playing better because they're not carrying a passenger. And is it just him? No, probably not. But he seems to be the one that's getting the brunt of it. And he seems to be the main focus. So there's something going on. But all of a sudden, right, we're looking at this ball coming. There's my little rant over. We're passing the ball out wide here, and you can see how much time and space, by the way, that's a bad first touch, how much time and space they've got to pick out players, little runners coming in, and obviously Chelsea were just on the counter-attack, and they've lost the ball. But these two aren't quick enough or good enough to get back in and try to cover any shape or any real desire. No one's getting any real desire to go out and close this ball down here. They're all just kind of, well, we'll just defend it again deep. Off he goes, try to get in there, but here's the point. When he goes out to close the ball, he doesn't really know what he's doing, so he's just running out. So this pass is really easy, right? Dumph. It's telegraphed so easy. He can't even read that because he's just running for running's sake. When you just run for running's sake, you can't understand where the ball's going or how to block the shot or do any of that because you're just running for running's sake. And he's created this opportunity because he's done that. This pass has been easier for him to play because he's made that move telegraphed for him. He's pushed him to do it. So the next thing that ends up happening is you're looking here at every one of the other Chelsea players have kind of switched off. Now, obviously, you could tell United were attacking because good old Harry Maguire is still up here from whatever was going on. And they don't pick him up. And you don't necessarily, pick him up, but you've got a player here who's so focused on the ball, and he's got another player there. One of you can focus on the ball. One of you can just get a little tighter. That's what I'm asking, just a little tighter. Because, oh, look, that's what happens. Oh, who knew that was going to happen? A simple pass because you weren't really watching or paying attention. And this is what I think is kind of funny. Straight away from now, there's no one close enough to remember this is Harry Maguire in the 18-yard box. You've got 2 United players completely unmarked. Well, actually, technically 3. But think about that for a second. Just stop and have a little look. People have just got so focused on running and doing the ball. There's no really cohesion of shape. Nothing. You've got 2 Man United players completely free and unmarked, and 2 people basically holding hands, going out for dinner later on together. And as we go along, bosh, this guy panics. I don't know how he's found himself over here. If you find yourself in this situation, just try to walk off, because what will happen is they'll score and you'll be the problem. You'll be the point that they call offsides. So if you ever find yourself that, don't try to get involved back in the play. Do one of these weird things. Just go over here, or just go around here. Because if they score and it's called because of you, yeah, you're an idiot. So just try to get yourself out of play. It just seems that you've just drifted. You've drifted too far offsides. Try to get yourself back onside. Try to get yourself out of bounds so you don't disrupt what your mates are doing. If you ever find yourself in that situation as a striker. Now, remember, still 2 United players in the box. As it drops, he can have 2 touches and knock it into the corner of the net box and get himself a goal. Yeah, pretty poor all round from Chelsea. But also, Man United get a goal, and it's Scott McTominay. He's been taking a lot of criticism. Well, I didn't know this. I found out he actually used to play as a striker, and then when he started playing for United in the first team, they put him in midfield, and he was also always rubbish in midfield. So maybe the United coaches didn't do him a proper job by putting him in midfield, and they should have left him up front all along. We'll never know. Let's get on to the next goal. Just going to show you some of the finishes that Jackson had. The ball's at his feet here. He can take a touch and finish it, and he ends up running into Onana here. But you can see how much space he's got with the ball at his feet to make anything, and he doesn't do it. Yeah, he's just not good enough at this level. He's not one of those players that's going to come into his own. He's not going to end up becoming good in 2 years or any of that. He's just not good enough at this level. Because if he was, this would be a first-time finish. He wouldn't even be touching the ball. First time, as soon as it's right there, he'd be finishing it. He doesn't understand that, doesn't get it. He's not a striker. Don't play him. Let's get on to the next bit. I might even play it because I am going to do a finishing course. We've been talking about that. I might do it I'm going to do it in the summer. But this is one of those points I would make in the finishing course. So as this ball's coming across his body, right? He wants to hit it with his left foot. So he lets the ball come and hits it with his left foot. Why? Because the keeper's coming out on the right-hand side of there, and he can find that far corner over there easier than he can with going on his right foot and going there. It's just a finish. Watch what he does with his touch. His touch puts it under his feet, and that's where he loses his opportunity. He doesn't understand that the momentum of his touch takes the ball forward. What does that mean? Well, if you're here, see if I can move it forward a bit. Oh my God, my boominess is amazing. If we're here, and I touch the ball, where are we going to be next? Remember, I'm running. So I'm running. The next time I'm going to be here, but he's running. So where's he going to be? Here. We know that. It's not rocket science. And if you've ever done finishing or you've ever worked on that, you know in that distance there, you've only got 1 touch. 1, not 2. He tries to take 2. He doesn't realise that. And the fact he doesn't realise that in the box means he's not a striker. He's not a finisher. Finishers know I've only got the 1 touch, and they put it straight into the far corner. Doesn't do that. Let's get on to the next goal. Here we are. We've got a ball coming into Modric in midfield here. I saw some idiot YouTuber doing a thing about, oh yeah, this is why he's worth £100 million. I did a video at the beginning, was it the end of last season or something like that, destroying this muppet YouTuber, thinking he knew what he was talking about with football. And the guy's just a clown. God knows how he gets so many views on his channel. He must be botting. But everything he says is pretty much wrong, which is hilarious. But yeah, people can listen to people that say wrong things all the time. Like they're explaining about how he's trying to beat the defender to take the shot and all sorts of rubbish. I did a great analysis of why his video is absolute rubbish. But he picks up the ball here and he's got a huge pocket of space, as you can see. Now this is a problem with United. They just, when you get through their line, okay, so they're playing like a similar way as Man City will. So they've got 4-1, line of 4 and 1. What this ends up doing, if you've got all these 4 players, is working really, really hard together, making it very difficult to play through the line. And if you are going to go through the line, the 1 is going to break the line and stop you from passing through. He's going to be there to try to nick it and give it to the 4. Makes sense? Simple. Yep, great. Problem is, this time he's not there. This time he's just a little bit too far away from him. You can see he's on the other side of the field, and that's why when the ball comes in here, he's got all the space in the world, but what's his initial response to do? Go to the ball, close it. So as you can see, as he goes to the ball to close it, the running behind happens immediately. Do we see that? And this guy gets it. This guy's actually a decent player. He's that young lad that came from Man City. He's quality because he immediately could spot that gap was appearing. Maguire was doing what he was doing. Oh, sorry, that's Maguire. Maguire was doing what he was doing, not quite sure. But at least, give Harry Maguire, at least he's actually marking a player. Well done. So when this ball gets played in behind here, do you see how that gap's opening up? Because this guy's just trying to win the ball. It's Amrabat. He's just trying to win the ball. So he completely has no idea about the guy behind him. This guy, Luke Shaw's not smart enough to read the situation. But what Luke Shaw is good at, he's a bit pacey. So as the run starts to happen, he will follow the runner. Not bad. He's not going to let the runner run for free. So at least he's going to have a bit of a challenge when he gets to the ball. But all of a sudden he doesn't. Now we're in a situation where we're not set defensively. Look at this body shape. He can't make a challenge. He's facing that way with his shoulders here. And there's the goal. There's the target. So he needs to have his shoulders there and doing that way. Or his shoulders there, leaning that way. That's decent. Shoulders there, going that way. He can't really make a challenge because if he steps in with his left foot, he's going to unbalance this guy. So only a really good player there. I think that's Lindelof. Good body shape. Is the only one that can really make a tackle in this situation, and he's close enough. Problem is he doesn't try to win the ball. Do you see that? He's just trying to slow him down, and he doesn't actually try to win the ball. Do you see? And as he keeps going, he doesn't try to win the ball. Maguire's backed off a little bit too much, and the ball gets rolled into the far corner. It's a really, really sloppy goal to concede when you've got three United players around, any players around the ball, and they just can't deal with it. That's just awful, really. Bad defending. Quality finish, though, for the young man. He's got to have some composure to do that. There's a difference. If that guy was playing up front on that through ball that Jackson was on, he would have finished that. Let's get on to the next goal. Okay, so here we are, we're running back, and we've got Raheem Sterling chasing back for the ball, so that's probably, chances are, he's the one that lost it. So as we're running into this situation, you can see they're trying to figure out where to go, right? United have got an overload on this side, and they're trying to get the ball over to this side. Here's one other issue, though. United did run hard all this game, but you've got three Chelsea players here, right? And they're about, about 6-7 yards off there. So maybe that one's a little bit further back. Maybe he's 10 yards. Maybe he's 7 yards there. But they need to get back and mark this guy here. The lack of effort that's put in by these guys here to actually get back inside, because they've got time, because a lot's going to happen before the goal gets scored. Let's have a little look. Let's move it forward a little bit. Bosch, do we see all of a sudden they drift out the picture and no one is getting anywhere near him? Now this pass goes out. Okay, and it goes back. So immediately what you'll see, if you're one of these three players, remember, they're all looking, oh no, they're not, they're looking at the ball because they're like playing like teenagers who've never been coached properly in their whole life. There's a completely unmarked player there. And none of them have actually looked to spot, okay, there's a guy unmarked, maybe my centre-back's going to be in trouble because he's going to end up marking him, and who's going to mark him because this guy's 2v1. No, way too difficult. Way too difficult. So as it goes out wide here, Bomflet is still there. Those guys are no longer in the picture. There's been plenty of time for them to get back in. We've got three Chelsea players here marking one. This guy's still pretty much unmarked. This guy's not getting close enough at all, which is terrible. And the next thing we know, the cross is going to come in. Takes a little bit of a touch. Oh, look, he's finally got back on. He's finally got here. Now, here's the problem when you're taking that long to get there because you're casually running. You're not set to do anything. You're not goal side. You can't make the challenge. You need to get there early. You make the effort at the start of the play, so at the end of it, you get the benefit and the reward, right? If you try to make up the put all your energy in when the ball's getting crossed, or you're trying to win the challenge, you're way too late. You do all the preparation in the first place, so your body shape is right, and you're all correctly in the correct position to win the ball for your team. If you don't do that to start with, the prepping work, you're always going to lose out. So next thing we know, this ball comes in. Bosch, he goes down, and there's three players on the back post. Oh, look, like we had the whole time, and none of these guys are close enough, and they get a goal. Now, here's the other interesting thing. I don't think this guy gets fouled, but they don't really give a VAR review. They don't really do anything or really sort of address it, which is maybe because of Amazon Prime, which, by the way, I'm completely and utterly okay with. I'd rather that we didn't have any VAR and we just let referees referee games, get things right and get things wrong, and we move on. But I think and the reason why I want to look at it isn't for the VAR, it's because I think the guy's gone down too easily. I think he's tried to con the ref, and if he actually just played the game of football, I think he would have won the header in the first place. And and there isn't a good angle for me to go back, look at it, review that to see if, did he go down easy? What was going on there? And unfortunately, we couldn't get it, but we did get the goal, and in it goes, and we get But thanks, and I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.